Sir C.V. Raman's birthday. Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman, popularly known as C.V. Raman, was a great scientist of the 20th century. His discovery, known as Raman effect, made a very distinctive contribution to physics. In Raman effect, C.V. Raman has clearly explained the scattering of light. C.V. Raman won 1930 Nobel Prize in Physics and was first Asian person to receive the Nobel Prize in any branch of science. So we can go through the biography and Raman effects of Sir C.V. Raman.
Good morning all. Today I am here going to share about C.V. Raman. Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman was popularly known as C.V. Raman. He was the first Indian scientist who gave great recognition in the world of science. He is the son of Chandrasekhara Iyer and Parvati Ammal. He is very intelligent since his childhood. His discovery, known as the Raman effect, made a distinctive contribution in physics. In this Raman effect, that C.V. Raman clearly explained about the scattering of light. In this research, that C.V. Raman famous as the World Scientific Circle. He was the first Indian scientist to be honored with the prestigious Nobel Prize in Physics in the year of 1930. He also rewarded that Bharat Ratna and highest civilian award of India. National Science Day is celebrated on 28th February of every year to remark the discovery of this Raman effect by Sir C.V. Raman. He was died on 21st November 1970 in Bangalore. That's all. Thank you.
In 1928, February 28, Sir C.V. Raman had made a path-breaking history. What was that? Yes, Raman effect. I am here to explain what is Raman effect and what are the applications of Raman effect. In 1928, Sir C.V. Raman experimentally discovered that the monochromatin line is scattered when it is allowed to pass through any substance. These scattered lines has an additional frequency other than that of incident frequency. This is known as Raman effect. Raman lines. The lines whose frequencies have been modified by Raman effect is known as Raman lines. There are two types of Raman lines, anti-stock lines and stock lines. The lines whose frequency is higher than incident frequency is known as anti-stock lines, and the lines whose frequency is lower than incident frequency is known as stock lines. Raman spectrum. The series of lines in the scattering of the light by atoms and molecules is known as Raman spectrum. Some applications of Raman spectrum are: they are widely used in almost all the branches of science. Raman spectra of different objects enable them to classify according to their molecular structure. In industry, Raman spectroscopy is being widely applied to study about the chemical properties of any materials. It is used to analyze chemical constitution of every substance. Raman spectroscopy is used to control the pharma industry and used to analyze in medical diagnostics like the composition of tumors in cancer patients. Raman scattering or Raman effect is an inelastic scattering of photons by matter, meaning that there is an exchange of energy and a change in the light's direction. Typically, this involves vibrational energy being gained by every molecule.
Raman effect. In 1928, Sir C.V. Raman discovered experimentally that the monochromatic light is scattered when it is allowed to pass through a substance. The scattered light contains some additional frequencies other than that of incident frequency. This is known as Raman effect. Raman lines. The lines whose frequencies have been modified in Raman effect are called Raman lines. The lines having frequencies lower than the incident frequency are called Stokes lines, and the lines having frequencies higher than the incident frequency are called anti-Stokes lines. What is Raman spectrum? This series of lines in the scattering of light by the atoms and molecules is known as Raman spectrum. The Raman effect can be easily understood by considering the scattering of photon of the incident light with the atoms or molecules. Applications of Raman spectrum. It is widely used in almost all branches of science. Raman spectra of different substances enable to classify them according to their molecular structure. In industry, Raman spectroscopy is being applied to study the properties of materials. It is used to analyze the chemical constitution.